for a twinkly light, and we always bring a set away with us. It gives the cabins a nice glow, especially if you've got an inside cabin as well, or even if you've got young children, it puts a nice little glow round by where they're sleeping. We're just using our trusty magnetic hooks, and then we pop them up, and we've got a nice little bit of twinkly lights going on in the cabin. Now, one of the things you're always looking for in a cruise cabin is the best way to utilise space. And these are the best things ever. They're little magnetic hooks. I've got a couple of them. They're very cheap to buy. You've got your normal hook, and you've got one that's got a little carabiner on, so it's great for hooking in something to stay. Now, the great thing about these, they stick on the wall, they stick on the ceiling. So, obviously, we're in a cabin of 4, 2 adults, 2 teenagers. We've got lots of coats and baseball caps and jackets and all sorts of things. So at the moment, when you come into our little cabin, we've just got the 4 hooks, which really isn't enough for us. So using these, let's see what can happen. As you can see, instantly we've got loads more storage spaces. Things like fleeces in jackets and body warmers, they take up far too much space for the wardrobe. We've also got our baseball caps over the top. I also quite like to hang my handbag on the side, so I know where that is. And also on all the cruises you get a daily newsletter with everything that's going on. Pop that on the wall as well. Another great thing to pack is an extension cord. We've all got charging laptops and phones and all sorts of things, so it's always handy to have some extra plug sockets. We're cruising with P&O, so it's English plugs at the moment, but if you're travelling on a different line, check to see if you need any adapters. Another thing we like to pack is a USB hub, and we've got a bit of an extension cable on it. Now, in a lot of the newer cruise ships, they do have USB ports, but you might have to ferret around to find them. Here, it's just under our bedside lamp. On the last cruise we were in, it was actually in the base of the lamp, so have a good look round to see what you can find. Now, as with a lot of cruise lines now, as you come through the door, there's a little slot for you to put in your cruise card to make the lights work. The only problem with that is very easy to walk out of the cabin, leave your cruise card there, and realise that you can't actually get ashore until you've got it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out now and let the lights go off. So I hope you can still see me, but did you know you can really put any card in the slot? We've got one of our business cards, you could use your gym membership, you could use your library card, pop it back in, the lights are on, and it doesn't matter if you accidentally leave it there. When I'm not using it, I just bob it on the wall and it's ready for the next time we come in. Now, one of the best things we bought on the last couple of cruises is a laundry basket or hamper. These are very cheap to buy, and it just gives somewhere for all the dirty clothes instead of trying to stuff them in a suitcase somewhere. Most of the newer ships have laundries on board, so I just bring a few pods as well and try and get all that washing done before I come home. One thing I always like to pack when I'm coming on a cruise is a little first aid kit. I make it up myself, just a little vanity bag and all the things we might need, plasters, antiseptic. Obviously you can buy little bits on board, but it can be quite expensive. And when the shops are closed, you'd have to maybe go and see the doctor, and you've all heard the horror stories of how much that can be. So I just put it up with the things that we use. Companies are now making travel size, so I've got a little Sudocrem here in a cute little pot. Now, another tip for packing your medication is to pack far more than you actually need. I use these little pots for my tablet. It's tempting to go, I'm on a 2-week cruise, I'll put 2 of each tablet in. However, our last cruise, we were on day 11 of a 7-day cruise because we got stuck behind a hurricane. So please pack more medication than you actually need. Now, we always try and use every square inch of the cabin, and we do, with 4 of us in the cabin, get a lot of shoes, so we found a nifty place to store them all. Now, not every cabin is going to have one of these, but if yours does, it's a great way of getting all of those shoes off of the floor. Now, if you need to get in contact with somebody in another cabin, P&O, we're on 𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗃 at the moment, they've got phones in the rooms. They've also got phones dotted all the way around the ship, but the ones that are dotted around the ship say in emergency dial 999, and underneath in small writing it says you can also dial a cabin. So do check out, and it's great if you're travelling with family and friends. Now this may seem a bit of an odd thing to do, but how about bringing your own snack cupboard? But why would you bring food to a cruise? Well, I don't know about you, in the evening I like a nice glass of wine and some nice kettle crisps, but you don't always get to buy those type of thing on a cruise. Also, if you're bringing young children, it's nice to bring some of their favourite snacks as well. Now, if you're in what they call an inside cabin, that means there's no natural daylight, so it can be a little bit disorientating. So what we were advised once is to put the TV on. You've got a view from the bridge. Obviously the sun's just setting at the moment, so there's quite a glare on it. It also gives light into the room, and it helps you know what time of day it is as well. Now, as Brits, we do like our cup of tea in the morning, but if the milk that you get in your room is not your choice, head on down to the buffet, grab yourself some milk, whether it's semi-skimmed or whether it's like a soya or an alternative to milk. Pop it in your fridge in your cabin, you've got fresh milk for your cuppa. Another thing I like to pack is my refillable water bottle and also my travel mug. Now, there are water stations around the ship, but if you fill up your bottle, you've got enough to last you for a while instead of keep having to run and fill up. And also, I like my travel mug because if I'm going off to listen to a talk or want to go and sit out somewhere, I can make myself a nice cup of coffee or tea, and I haven't got to worry about if I knock it over instead of having a cup. To clean them out, I get myself one of these little pots that you can get from the pound shop if you're in England, or Dollar Tree in America, put some washing up liquid, and then every evening I can just give them a quick clean. Now, if the cruise that you're on uses your cruise card to gain access to the door, you still might be able to do it within your wallet or your phone case. Obviously not if you've got blocking software on there, but if you've got, I don't know, a drink or some food in your hand, instead of trying to get it out of your wallet or card, you will find that if you bob the case on the door, it will open it for you. Now, one thing that would be really easy to miss is you actually have a washing line in your shower cubicle. Now, it kind of looks like an alarm, but you just pull it out, take it along to the other side, so ideal for hanging wet swimming costumes or if you've done any hand washing, and there you have your very own washing line.